Hi, this is Dr. Ariel Policano at www.bodyblisscleanse.com. And I've been talking a bit about my cleansing kit, but I wanted to break for a second and tell you a little bit about some things you need to be really careful for in the environment. And this is something I've been researching quite a bit, and it's about plastics. So I do yoga consistently, and I'm always amazed when I go to yoga class and I see a lot of people having those sports water bottles. They're called Nalgene bottles, or they're real hard plastic bottles. There's a lot of different brands of them now. And I always just kind of stop in my tracks because I know that this type of plastic is one of the most harmful around. It is the number 7 plastic. Now I don't have one in front of me, but I do have a couple of other plastics I'm going to talk about. If you just flip your bottle over and you look on the bottom, you're going to see a number in a triangle. They call it the recycle number, even though a lot of these bottles are actually not recycled. And if you see number 7, the first thing you want to do is throw the bottle away. It is truly one of the worst plastics that has ever been made. It's called polycarbonate plastic, and it contains a polymer in it called bisphenol A. This is one you really want to stay away from. The most amazing thing is that it's been over 50, 60 years that the plastic was actually developed, and it was kind of right on the shelves with the estrogenic hormone, the synthetic estrogen DES, which some people might remember diethylstilbestrol was used to prevent miscarriages in the 50s and the 60s. But the daughters of those women ended up with real serious reproductive problems like vaginal cancers and other reproductive problems, and even men, it hasn't been talked about as much, but men ended up with those reproductive problems as well, a predisposition to testicular cancer and other things. And it was really, of course, banned, and there were lots of lawsuits. So this DES is similar to bisphenol A. The bisphenol A was right on the shelf with the DES, and somebody picked it up off the shelf and said, hey, I think this will make a great polymer, a great plastic. And so this is actually the plastic, a synthetic estrogen that you are drinking out of every time you drink out of that bottle. What makes it worse is that the bonds are broken by hydrolysis. Hydrolysis, it means your water breaks the bonds of the plastic even more. So when you drink out of a polycarbonate plastic, you're actually drinking this plastic. The plastics get inside of you. It's one of the most harmful out there. If I wasn't going to warn you to stop drinking it, I probably would be even more, I might run past you if I saw your child with you, because when somebody with an undeveloped reproductive system drinks out of a polycarbonate bottle, a polycarbonate sippy cup, a polycarbonate baby bottle, what's going to happen is they're actually getting that plastic that's affecting them with the undeveloped reproductive system, and this predisposes them, get this, to reproductive cancers and other reproductive illnesses. And it's much more than it predisposes an adult. So this is really important. I want to really get the message out there to avoid the bisphenol A, to avoid the polycarbonate plastics. The city of San Francisco has banned toys for children that contain the bisphenol A. So the first plastic to avoid, the number 1 plastic to avoid, is number 7, the bisphenol A. But I want to tell you a little bit more about other plastics to avoid in your world. You really only need to remember 3 numbers, 3, 6, and 7. Plastic number 3, plastic number 6, plastic number 7. What I have in front of me here is the number 1 plastic. This is polyethylene, PETE. Now, no plastic is safe to eat or drink out of. But these are safer ones. If you have to be out and about town, if you grab a number 1 plastic, this is a little bit safer. A number 2 plastic does not leach as much as the 3, 6, and 7, but it does contain phthalates. These are also synthetic estrogens similar to the polycarbonates. We don't want to put synthetic estrogens into our bodies because they increase the chances that either ourselves or our children could get reproductive cancers or reproductive illnesses. So we want to avoid synthetic estrogens as much as we can. So remember, avoid plastics number 3, 6, and 7. This has been Dr. Ariel Policano at the BodyBlissCleanse.com, wishing you the best of health.